just getting a fire going here to melt the fire pit down. Going to be boiling maple syrup as soon as the sap starts running again. It's starting to right now. I wanted to talk about something that I keep seeing a lot of bushcrafters do in particular that's so dangerous. And you know, a lot of older guys or guys have been doing it for a while. I guess have been doing it for years without injury, and kind of encouraging other people to do it. But it's so dangerous if you're not careful. And when you do a lot of things solo, a lot of things outdoors alone like I do, especially lately up here at the cabin using a lot of cutting tools all the time, you know, one cut, one simple injury or basic injury can cause you a lot of grief if you're alone. So you need to start paying attention to all those little things that you just take for granted, or things that you do out of habit that you don't put much thought into because you haven't been injured doing that before. But one of the things I've seen people do, and I know quite a number of bushcrafters, even experienced guys, have cut themselves very badly doing that, and that's to process splits or little kindling firewood like that with the knife, either turned that way or this way. And some well-known guys on YouTube, I know, have sustained pretty bad injuries because put a lot of force into that, especially if you hit a knot or something a little bit harder than, this is cedar, so let's say I've been doing this and it's easily going through that cedar, and then I hit a knot or I miss and put it into the chopping block. That downward force now is not getting transferred directly to the wood, or it is, but it's stopping dead, and the force is continuing, so your hand slides down across that blade. You can cut your fingers almost off all the way through and cut tendons and everything doing that. I mean, if you are going to do it, make sure you have your thumb on the back, on the butt of the knife, the pommel, because it's going to at least stop your hand from going down. You could still do it if you had enough force. It could still slide on you. But try to get a really good grip. Get your fingers in there and get your thumb up on top and do that. But better than that is not to do anything at all. If you really insist on splitting with your knife like that, then hit it from above like that. Just hit it so the force is just directly on the pommel, so it's not there's no downward force on the gripping hand. So you see it happen too often. I just want to tell you how not to cut your fingers off. Oh, wrong way, Callie. Whichever way you start off, I'm going the other way. You see people recommend that you get down on your knees to split, and the principle behind that is that if you're down like this, you have a more horizontal, well, straight vertical, but your arms and the axe are more horizontal in plane as they're coming down. So if you miss, it's going to continue going to the ground instead of back towards you. I mean, the same principle basically is if you do that, just so it's more being aware, not of your body position necessarily, not necessarily that you're crouching down low, but that you are very aware of the momentum or the arc of the axe. So like I said, you can stand up, but make sure you're still going straight down with that, so that when it glances off or splits and goes through, your legs and your feet aren't in the path of that axe, because inevitably you are going to get glancing, you are going to get pieces that split easier, or as the axe continues through, or some form of the axe not continuing, just burying itself in the chopping block. So again, just awareness, and the more time you spend alone, the more important it is to be aware of anything that can cause even the smallest minor injury, especially if you're far from help, or you just don't have access to long-term care or even short-term care, emergency care. Something small can fester, can get infected and become a bigger issue if you're not able to get treatment or to treat yourself over a week or two, or or a matter of days. So just be aware of every single thing that can injure you, big or small, and try to avoid those things. So you're looking for 100% safety instead of, you know, a factor of safety, or assessing the risk reward. You want to be measuring or giving more attention to the risk all the way down to that level where you're looking for 0 injuries, chronic or short-term traumas. So one of the obvious things is to wear gloves when you're doing what I was talking about with the knife, and make sure it's got a good grip on it. These ones are actually getting slippery from use. A solid full grain leather glove would be better, because I can feel that slippy, but at least it's one more layer of protection. If that knife starts going in, you might be able to stop it a little bit quicker, because it has to cut through that glove first. And the other thing is safety glasses, especially when you're splitting wood. You know, again, small injuries, like even just making some shavings to get the fire going. One of those shavings can pop up in your eye if you're not wearing glasses, and that might get infected or irritated or do some more damage over time. So it's really not worth not having glasses. And if it's a dull day, these are Oakley Flak Jacket, I think they're called. I've been wearing these for, I don't know, 10 years, maybe more. What I like about them is that I can get so many different lenses for them. So I have clear lenses and yellow lenses, which I really like because it increases the contrast. So that's why people use them for shooting glasses, so that it creates contrast. You can see that bird or that clay pigeon in the air. But generally I use them more on cloudy days and wear the tinted lenses on a regular day.